Welcome to the new video. Old Crypto coined the story of a 1978 Liberty quarter dollar of the United States of America is not only a story about a coin, but also a story about American history, design, culture, and the everyday life of millions of people who use this coin in their daily transactions. When we talk about the 1978 quarter dollar, we are referring to a coin that belongs to the famous Washington quarter series, a series that has been circulating in the United States for many decades. Although many people casually spend quarters without paying attention to them, collectors and historians know that each coin has a story, and the 1978 quarter is no exception. The quarter dollar itself represents 25 cents, which is 1/4 of a United States dollar, and has been an important part of the American monetary system for generations. The 1978 version of this coin continued a long tradition of design and symbolism that had already been established decades earlier, and understanding this coin means understanding the history behind the Washington quarter and the legacy of the man whose image appears on the front of the coin. The design of the quarter that we see in 1978 actually began much earlier, in the year 1932, when the United States decided to honor George Washington, the first president of the country. That year marked the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth, and the government wanted to commemorate his legacy with a special coin design. The artist responsible for the design of the Washington quarter was John Flanagan, a talented sculptor whose work has become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. On the front or obverse of the coin is a left-facing portrait of George Washington. Around the portrait appear the words Liberty at the top, In God We Trust to the left, and the date at the bottom. These elements remain consistent for decades, including on the 1978 coin, making it part of a long-standing tradition in United States currency. The reverse side of the coin features a powerful image of an eagle with its wings spread, standing proudly on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness to defend the nation, while olive branches beneath the arrows represent peace. By the time the year 1978 arrived, the Washington quarter had already been in circulation for more than 4 decades. During that time, the United States Mint had produced billions of quarters in different years and mint locations. Yet each year still carried its own unique story in terms of mintage numbers, historical context, and collecting interest. In 1978, the United States Mint struck quarters at 3 different facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia usually carry no mint mark, while coins from Denver display a small D mint mark on the obverse. Coins from San Francisco may show an S, and many of those were produced as proof coins intended for collectors rather than general circulation. This means that when collectors examine a 1978 quarter today, they often pay close attention to the mint mark, because it helps identify where the coin was produced and sometimes affect its rarity or value. The composition of the 1978 quarter is also part of an important chapter in American coin history. Earlier quarters minted before 1965 were made of 90% silver, which made them valuable even as metal. However, rising silver prices in the 1960s forced the United States government to change the composition of circulating coins. Beginning in 1965, quarters were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, which means that the coin has a pure copper core surrounded by outer layers made of a mixture of copper and nickel. This new composition allowed the government to produce coins more economically while still maintaining durability and a familiar appearance. The 1978 quarter followed this same clad composition, weighing approximately 5.67 grams and measuring about 24.3 millimeters in diameter. The edge of the coin is reeded, which means it has a series of small ridges around the side, a feature originally designed to prevent people from shaving precious metal from coins. When people first received the 1978 quarter in their change, they probably did not think about its long-term significance. For most Americans, it was simply another coin used to buy everyday items like snacks, newspapers, or bus fares. Yet for collectors, even common coins can become interesting pieces of history. Many collectors enjoy searching through rolls of quarters to find coins from specific years, mint marks, or conditions. The 1978 quarter is generally considered a common coin because millions of them were produced, but that does not mean it lacks value in the world of numismatics. In fact, the condition of the coin plays a major role in determining its worth. Coins that have been heavily circulated often show scratches, wear and fading details, while coins that remain in mint condition may still display sharp lines and a bright metallic luster. Another fascinating aspect of the 1978 quarter is the difference between regular circulation coins and proof coins. Proof coins are specially struck by the United States Mint using polished dies and carefully prepared blanks. These coins are made primarily for collectors and are often sold in special proof sets. A 1978 S-proof quarter typically has a mirror-like background with frosted details on the design elements, creating a striking contrast that is very attractive to collectors. Because proof coins are handled with greater care and are often preserved in protective cases, they usually remain in excellent condition compared to coins that circulated widely in everyday commerce. Collectors also look for rare varieties or errors in coins, and while the 1978 quarter is not famous for many major errors, it is always possible to find interesting minting mistakes. Coin errors occur during the production process of the mint, when something unusual happens with the die, planchet, or striking process. These errors can include double strikes, off-center strikes, or unusual die variations. When collectors discover such errors, the coins often become far more valuable than standard examples. This is part of the excitement of coin collecting, because even a coin that appears ordinary at first glance could potentially turn out to be a rare and valuable piece if it contains an unusual minting feature. The 1970s were an interesting period for American coinage in general. The decade saw changes in design experimentation, commemorative issues, and growing interest in coin collecting. After the celebration of the United States bicentennial in 1976, which introduced special designs on the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins, the United States Mint returned to traditional Washington quarter design in 1977. Therefore, the 1978 quarter continued the familiar design that Americans had known for decades. While it did not feature the special bicentennial reverse, it still carried the classic eagle design that symbolized national strength and independence.